Hello everyone, welcome back to Rapid Growth Investing. I haven't made a video in quite a while, but here I am just trying to share some new stock picks this week. Down below I've added a quick link to our new Discord that I've been shouting out some plays of Rapid Growth Investing, and as well I'll share our website link as well. But just to go over some top picks for this upcoming week. To start off is WYNN Resorts. When you look at the 4-hour chart of the last 180 days and really zoom out, right back 6 months ago, we were here at 134, 135, and have really come down. But ever since we went from 97 to 76, there's been kind of this sideways action, but finally breaking over this 200-day simple moving average. My curious next level would be around in this top 999 level, but I think since it's kind of forming a flag here, if you can see, at around 91, 92, I could see a big push to 95 here, so I'm probably on Monday alert the group that I'm buying $95 strike price calls on WYNN Resorts after it had an 8% gain this past Friday. Another stock that I was looking at that I actually am swinging through to this week that was alerted in the Discord, Matador Resources. When you kind of look at I like to look at the 4-hour time frame, zoom out here, right? It is high on the RSI, like it was here when it kind of took that pullback, but oil is kind of breaking out right now. It was up 6% on Friday, which I was holding it through. I have the $42.50 calls at the moment, and it's at 45.40. So I bought just at the money calls, and it took that $2.50 jump, and now it's surpassed this range and is in the $45 range. Let's see if it can kind of take that extra jump towards 47.5. Obviously the market hasn't been as strong as we'd like it to be, especially looking at the NASDAQ, which is down 6% on the year. Look at SPY, which is down 2.5%. Right, we did have these big green candles on Friday towards the end of the day. Like, this is a reversal pattern right here in terms of 4-hour candles. We could see a jump back up to 470-ish with SPY. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, honestly, before taking that next leg down. The Dow Jones has been the strongest so far because more conservative and valued stocks are in it. But even for the last few days, it's taken some serious legs down. But again, another great green candle. My top pick so far has been Chevron, which has just been an absolute beast. I think that it's going to become a little bit tricky to trade the stock, especially since it's on a hell of a run from just about 117 to 129. I think it's going to have some serious trouble in that 130 range, and we're going to see a few dollars of a pullback. So keep an eye out on this, especially the whole energy sector. I traded LNG last week, which honestly is looking like a great play for next week, as it's kind of slowing down here and consolidating. If we could see a $3 to $4 jump back to 116 and over, that would make this very interesting. So MTDR, Chevron, and LNG and WYNN so far are what I'm looking at in terms of a watch list. EBS popped up on my screener as well. You see that it's filled this gap over the last, I don't know, however long, but it's making a new higher high, which makes me think that it could take a next jump, and it's above the 200. So a next jump up to maybe even 55. It's not out of the question. And sorry about that noise, but Qualcomm has been what I've made a little bit of money on last week. I had it around 180, now trading at 188.69 after a $4, $5 gain. on Friday, so Friday was obviously a pretty good day for me. In terms of the semiconductor industry, Qualcomm kind of has the best chart because it's just kind of been sideways, um, which it's kind of getting back towards this 190 resistance. A break of 190 would make things interesting. It kind of broke it about a week ago, got up to 192 and then shot right down to 174. It's rebounded since, so Qualcomm's my top semiconductor play this week, as well as Marvel. Kind of double bottomed here, so we could see the move back up to 88 maybe. After it did, I mean, on Friday all semiconductors really had a good day. They had a great day Thursday, but then got shot down as the market kind of dropped the Nasdaq dropped 300 points. So let's look at that. Applied Materials just has been a beast. I mean, it was definitely a buy at 145. Now it's making all-time new highs at 167. One of the best semiconductor plays all around. I mean, just look at the last 3 years from 59 to 167. Uh, and then just to turn to two more stocks that are on my watch list this week are Baba. Just because it did bounce off this Fibonacci retracement line, but it also bounced off this downwards moving average. This is an extremely undervalued play. This is a long-term hold for me. It's got this big downwards trend line that it keeps revisiting, but I do eventually think that it will break it. It did see a low of 108 and now at 130, 157, but I think it will try to make another push towards 140, which will make things interesting this week. Because in terms of tech, the Chinese tech like Baba and JD have been the ones that have somewhat stayed alive throughout 2022. And when you look at these charts, you can see that they've actually had up weeks compared to stocks like Microsoft and Apple. Of course, I look at Facebook, which is kind of here forming an inverse head and shoulders. If it can keep this, if it can kind of start to turn around here and try to make another green week for the next following weeks, it's going to be really interesting. I know you guys like when I chart Apple and Tesla. I mean, Apple just doesn't have as much momentum as we needed. Obviously, it's had that huge run. Let me go back to the 4 hour. It's had a good run, but it's just not a stock that you want to trade at the moment. And then let's look at PayPal. Just a disappointing towards the downside, honestly. It's looking more and more promising for PayPal, and especially Block or Square. I had a put last week for Square at around 148 and sold it around 144 for a nice gain. Could have held it even longer. I mean, obviously it's at 133, but just some. This is just a company that's had a tough go at things, and is going to see some more downside because there's not, as the pandemic continues to end, we see other resort stocks and even cruise lines that are starting to jump out of nowhere. So keep an eye out on those things. Cruise lines and resorts and energy. Reopening plays have been what's looking good so far. So they're what is composed out of the Dow. Always keep reading the news on different biotech companies. I know BIIB, Biogen, had a tough break, but has since rebounded completely, especially after this big day right here. When the news came out here, it dropped about, I think, around 10%, and then completely rebounded. So just something to really look at. Biogen. Other than that, you just got to stay patient. Keep looking at different calls. Join my Discord. I highly recommend it. And also visit my website. Please comment for any questions, any stocks that you would like to be charted. Last one I leave you is DQ, Daqo New Energy, a stock that I've looked at for a long time. starting to kind of curl up again with these Chinese stocks, but you have to be really careful. It has its good days and its bad days. It will either be up 3% or down, right? There's really sometimes no in between with this company. I think it's trying to make a move back up to this 200, so it's definitely something I'm looking at with BABA. But um, reopening plays, Chinese stocks, and energy is where money will, I think, for the rest of January, will continue to be poured into. So happy trading, and